SPRT Stock support.com Inc. It's now up 169%. At some point we saw, I believe, 170% extension. Okay, so right now it is cooling off now, getting some support from the 50-day moving average, trading below the 10 and the 20-day moving averages. But all in all, everything's still very much bullish, even though those 10 and 20-day moving averages are currently getting bearish. Things are cooling off a bit, even though it has run up this huge extension, currently trading at 53, roughly $54. So momentum is not so strong at the moment. MACD below the signal line because the stock has dipped below its short-term moving averages, especially the 10-day moving average. The RSI is still yes, it cooled off a bit, but it's looking upwards, indicating that the momentum is, the drive to extend again is not far away. It's still in effect. So this is the 1 minute model. This is the livest, permit me to say that, you can get to what is going on. Okay, you can now see it's up 173%. So let's see what's going on in the 5 minute model. Let's see what the chart is like there. Okay, you can see for the 5 minute model, we can see it's got some support from the 10-day moving average. So in this case, it did not drop below those moving averages. Let's look at the 10-minute model and see what's going on there. When you're using any of these trading tools, always flip and see what the various models are giving you. You can see for the 10-minute, it's not not anywhere close. So that what this is trying to indicate to us that it's to some extent it's also trying to give us a picture of what the volatility is like. You can see on the 10-minute model, it has not really traded below any of those moving averages for some time. It just indicates to us that sometimes those retracements it has, they don't occur, they don't stay long, and then it moves up again. Because if they stayed long, if they cooled off, or if they were consolidating or cooling off for up to 10 minutes or more, then we'll be recording them. You can see them. There was no record of them trading below or near those moving averages. You can see that that's the 10-day moving average, and this is the 20-day moving average. So you can see why it is important to look around and see what's going on with the various models. So you can see the 15 minutes as well didn't reflect that, has not reflected that. The last time it did was several minutes ago. That will be, well, yeah, some time ago, probably earlier in the session. It didn't, that was the last time it traded. No, as a matter of fact, it has not all throughout the session. This is just the volume weighted average price. So this is the volume weighted average price, this whitish line. So let's look at 60-minute model. Definitely something much more like the daily model, This is the daily model, yes. So you can see that steep upward inclination it has, very, very steep, like a rocket. I can imagine why that's amongst other things why certain YouTubers reflect, or even you and I reflect these sort of extensions as a skyrocket, a rocketing, because it's mostly rockets that just climb that way. They just lift and move on vertically upwards. So that's what we're looking at right now with SPRT. So this is the 1 minute model now, and it has just moved up and is in between the 10 and the 20-day moving average. Just marking time there. Even at that, it is ticking up to 175% extension, $54.4 that's the price. MACD still below the signal line, indicating that it's indicating that the stock hasn't moved yet. It hasn't. It's just indicating that the upward move has not occurred yet. The momentum is improving as well. It's improving. RSI is also improving. So support.com Yes, I believe as well. I understand. They are saying that this stock was stock top, as in it was primed up on stock tweets. So let's see. We've not been on one stock tweet to see what's going on there, but these guys at the street are saying things like that. They're saying that yes, it's says yeah. Okay, they're talking about the reverse merger and all that stuff. So they're saying, yeah, okay, climb in retail investor field rally. So that's what they are indicating there. So it's extending on huge interest. People are watching. People are putting their money. So just be careful out there and know what you're doing with SPRT stock. It's definitely some positive fundamental news that the reverse merger it's having with Greenbridge. It will make it a wholly owned subsidiary, and also the short interest, according to investor place, they were indicating that it was about 68% of the shares shares floated that was sold short. So that is a mighty huge short interest. A short interest of 12% is very excellent. 12% is good, let alone 68%. That is astronomical. Why wouldn't you not get involved with any stock like that? So we are now seeing some retracements. Now it is now down to $52.09, and momentum is deepening. Momentum is approaching 20, oversold. Yeah, people are some are taking money off the stock at the moment. So if you want to get involved with SPRT stock, be careful, know what you're doing. So you can just if I have to remind you, look at this very steep inclination it has. You can see that's the very steep trajectory it currently has now. It's, if it were a rocket, maybe it may continue to extend, but it's not a rocket. It's more of an aircraft. It can't it's not meant to really climb like this, but it does climb like this, and you can evidently see that. Yeah, so and amongst other things as well, we can see it has a relatively small float of 24.238 million shares, and sometimes it's usually not all the shares outstanding of 24.238 million shares. And we all know that it's usually not in all cases that all of these shares outstanding are in the public space. So there's a good chance it may even be a smaller figure that is in the public space. So amongst other things, if you combine all of these things, the interest from the social media, the short interest, short volumes, the news about the reverse merger with Greenbridge, and name it. And then this relatively small float, definitely you will expect this sort of things, happening to SPRT stock. So it's retracing now, 145% extension, retracing, falling below the 10-day, the 50-day moving average. So let's see what's going on the 5-minute model. Let's see where it has crashed to. You can see, okay, it has broken through the 10-day moving average now not far from the 20-day moving average on the 5-minute model. Let's look at the 10-minute model and see what's going on there. The 10-minute model, it's just approaching the 10-day moving average. So let's look at the 15-minute model. 15-minute model, it is okay, it hasn't reached yet. So these are they're a lot more, they lag these other these other higher models. They obviously they don't record that often. The 1-minute model is these other ones are much more, the frequency of their recordings are not as high as the 1-minute model. So Yes, we can see now it is trying to inch up again. So people, market participants are playing the stock very well, you know, taking off money and trying to put it back again. Okay, so we're looking at, we saw 154 45% retracement. Now it's at 154. So MACD clearly below the signal line, indicating that the stock has pulled back. RSI, it's just about 40 at the moment. I mean, although this is the 1 minute model. Okay, yeah. So see what you make of support.com. We promise that you will update you. It's a very risky play. You know, just know what you're doing, how you're going to play this. Be careful. Be careful. There's definitely a fear of missing out in this play. You know, at the moment, you know. The buzz with it, the buzz surrounding it on social media is very strong. So know what you're doing with SPRT.com. I shouldn't. It's not my place to tell you to buy or not to play. Just, you know, just be careful. And you've been updated, and we'll continue to update you. Thank you very much, and yes, thank you for watching this video.